BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor, take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gearhart. A former athlete and motivational coach, I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
Welcome back to yet again another episode in the Ultimate Comeback series. We are on episode 5 of 6, and I just can't thank you guys enough as the listeners for sticking with me throughout this series. Been a powerful series to recalibrate, readjust, to understand that if our back is against the wall, we have an opportunity to not only set up for an ultimate comeback, but do things far more extraordinary than we ever could have imagined. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about something that really hits my heart. And it hits my heart because I feel like it's part of every single ultimate comeback that I've heard about, that I've been inspired by, and even including my own. And that is this concept around confidence. Confidence is something that comes and goes. But in order to calibrate and to set up for your ultimate comeback, you have to be able to restore your confidence. Because as you're on this journey, when you are facing adversity, facing self-doubt, facing difficult circumstances, it's your confidence that's one of the few things you can fall back on. Let's face it, part of our comeback journey is because we've experienced a fair amount of setbacks. And setbacks can shake us. They can make us doubt, hesitate, and even question our own self-worth. And that's real, because setbacks have a way of exposing our vulnerabilities. But here's the truth about setbacks, is the very thing that you can be weakened through a setback, our confidence is the same thing that we need to rebuild in order to experience our rise. You see, confidence is the essential piece of an ultimate comeback because it is the expectation that you will succeed. That's a predetermined mindset that you have to have when you're facing adversity. Deciding and declaring to have a comeback means that you're signing up to face some adversity. You're signing up for people to judge you, to criticize you, to really wonder why you're doing what you're doing, because you're going outside of your comfort zone. You're deviating from the day in and day out of what you were doing that led up to the comeback, to where people are going to question what you're doing. But being able to have confidence in the expectation that you will succeed, this is the spark that ignites action. This is what fuels courage. And it's what allows you to embrace your new beginnings that lie in every comeback. Confidence is not just a feeling. It's a decision. It's a choice to trust yourself even when the world seems to doubt you. I remember this very vividly. I was a junior in high school, and we were doing a project in class that was really around kind of our future and goal setting and what we inspired to be in our lives. And I remember part of the project is we had to write down the outline of our plan. And I had this aspiration to start my own tennis academy. And at the time, I didn't look the part to ever be a coach or an influence that would help people inspire to be better tennis players or help them with their technique. At the time, I was incredibly overweight. I was self conscious. I wasn't all that good of a tennis player, and I carried an incredible amount of self doubt. I didn't have confidence. But what I was doing was I was starting to inspire to think and to believe the person that I wanted to become. And just by having that mindset shift, all of a sudden, that confidence that I was thinking about, it wasn't just this feeling that I wanted to have. I started having it. And as I was putting pen to pad and dreaming and aspiring to be what I wanted to be, I found myself being motivated to go want to take action on it. I was far from the goal that I was setting, but I encourage you as a listener to start somewhere. Your ultimate comeback is not going to take a day. It's not going to take a week or a month. We're talking about month after month, year after year of persistence to fulfill your ultimate comeback journey. I know some of you that are listening right now feel like that can be a discouragement. We live in a world today that is all about instant gratification, lacking of patience, got to have it now. And the truth is, it's our ability to continue to take a step forward day after day is what true growth and a comeback really is. So, when it comes to this piece of confidence, how do we rebuild it? Let's walk through some tangible steps that you can use as the listener to rebuild your confidence and to have exactly what you need as the guiding force for your ultimate comeback. Number one is start small and aim big. When we're in the process of making a comeback, the big picture often feels overwhelming. I shared my example of wanting to start a tennis academy. If I think about the 10, 15-year down the road goal, it can be pretty daunting to think about what it looks like to get there. But if I just think about the next 10 to 15 seconds and just start taking some small actions, that's the first step. I decided to take my own tennis career into my own hands, get myself in shape, get myself acumened with the talent and the tools that I needed to develop my tennis game. I worked really hard on technique and tactics so that when I developed my game, I could ultimately impact others to develop theirs. And being able to have those small incremental wins along the way, each time you prove to yourself that you can accomplish something, you're building a foundation for bigger wins. People often don't celebrate those small victories enough. Anytime you get a win on a particular day, it could just be getting out of bed that day or walking down to the mailbox or turning in that assignment. Just these small wins we need to celebrate more. And as you stack the foundation of small wins, you're going to get those bigger wins. And your confidence, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, and the more you'll be able to overcome with your ultimate comeback. Number two is action beats anxiety. Anxiety is psychological warfare. It's this preconceived notion that we put in our minds that sometimes never happen at all. It's the worrying, it's the self doubt, it's our headspace into a place that is a figment of our imagination. In these moments of doubt, our minds spiral into the what ifs. And as that's happening, you got to understand one key element of this: action beats anxiety every single time. I'm going to say that one more time for you guys. Action beats anxiety every single time. Whenever you find yourself doubting, do something. Do something about it. Take a step forward, no matter how small. This process of doing and moving forward tells your mind, I am capable. I am good enough. I am strong enough. I can do anything I put my mind to. And with every action, you're building a library of proof for your success. So think about the library you have in your mind right now. Look up at the walls, look up at the shelves. What kind of books are up there? What kind of library are you building in your life? And action is always going to beat anxiety. Next is you have to be your own advocate. And this is a tough one because in previous episodes on the Ultimate Comeback, I talked about putting yourself around the right people, those who can motivate you and encourage you and inspire you. And I do believe that's a very important part of this comeback process. But ultimately, you have to be your own advocate and bet on yourself. We often think of confidence as something people are just born with, but confidence is something you have to choose. Be the voice that believes in you when no one else does. Talk to yourself with the same encouragement you gave a friend or family member. Remind yourself of times you'll overcome these challenges. Remind yourself of when you looked at adversity straight in the face and you were able to overcome and persevere. Talk to yourself with that same encouragement. Talk about the skills and talents you bring to the table, the moments where you're able to rise above. Those are the types of seeds that if we plant those in our minds, they stay with us, they grow. No different than the negative seeds, the ones where we have the anxiety, the self-doubt. It's all an equal playing field when it comes to what we're planting inside of our minds. Be your own advocate. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. This BTB community believes in you. You can do this. Rewire that mindset. Take action. Next is take ownership of your story. I've shared my personal story many times on the podcast. I'm not doing that to try to flaunt or be egotistical. I do it to remind myself of where I've come and who I've become because I decided not to give up. I decided not to fall to the victim mentality. I took each and every step along the way with ownership. And when I was experiencing setbacks, it's easy to let those setbacks define us. Matter of fact, I've made podcast episodes on some of my setbacks. The difference is I don't just talk about the setback. I talk about how I overcame it. I take ownership of how I got myself into that position, and I share it with you as a listener so you don't have to experience the same thing. Remember, the whole goal of this project is to be a coach like I never had, to change the trajectory of a lot of coaches that I've seen in the business that are more about themselves than they are about the people that they're helping. And through that sharing of overcoming setbacks, that's taking ownership of the story. And that's just only one chapter of the story. Each setback is not the entirety of the book. Your life is multiple chapters. And confidence comes when you take ownership of your story, of both the highs and the lows, knowing that each moment is a stepping stone for something greater. Number 5 is surround yourself with belief. One of the most powerful things you can do to restore your confidence is to surround yourself with people who believe in you, who remind you of your potential, who encourage you to keep going. The people we choose to surround ourselves with can either build up our confidence or break it down. You are the controller by owning your story of who you're putting yourself around and how they're speaking into your life. Everybody has a narrative. Everybody has a support system. Find the support system that supports your goals, your comeback journey, and your narrative. Choose wisely. Find those who are capable to let their belief fuel your belief. Next, number 6 is embrace new opportunities boldly. I was actually sitting in church just yesterday, and the sermon was about the next step, taking risk within a component of who you're putting your trust into. And as we embrace new opportunities, that's a must for an ultimate comeback. Getting out of your comfort zone, making a change. Every comeback is going to come with these new chances to prove yourself. Opportunities will come your way. It takes confidence to recognize them even more and taking it on with courage and knowing how to seize these new opportunities. Each time you embrace something new, you're proving to yourself and the world that you're more than ready for this comeback. Every time you see that new challenge, that circumstance being overcome, you're adding seeds of confidence. You're allowing yourself to realize that the landscape of impossible's nothing is real because you're taking the steps forward to continue to the journey, to embrace those new opportunities, a new job, a new workout, a new goal, whatever that is. That's part of the process when it comes to restoring your confidence. Remember, restoring your confidence is restoring your power. Everyone always kind of sometimes gives me a hard time, but believe it or not, my middle name is Power. My parents were very creative with my name, Kollman Gearhart. And as a coach and a mentor and someone that's striving to be the best that I can possibly be in my family, I take a lot of pride in that middle name. Because at every heart of every successful comeback is belief. Do you have the power to believe in yourself? A rock solid expectation that success is not just possible, but it's always within reach. By restoring your confidence, you'll not just be giving yourself permission to succeed, but you're actively creating your future. You're restoring your power. You're fueling your resistance and you're setting the stage for an ultimate comeback. So as you think through part 5 of 6 in this podcast today, make the choice to believe in yourself again. Choose to act even if it feels uncomfortable. I often teach how uncomfortable are you willing to get because it's in that discomfort that you're truly going to grow, that you're truly going to be the best version of yourself. Squash comfort with creating new opportunities and believing in yourself each step of the way. Choose to speak to yourself with compassion and faith, and let the confidence drive you to embrace every opportunity that lies on your journey ahead. Remember, your story is still being written, and it's just one powerful chapter in your ultimate comeback. Let's go out there and make our comeback unforgettable. And let's do it by restoring our confidence and helping others restore theirs. Listen, if this part of the BTB series, The Ultimate Comeback, inspired you, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Better yet, send this message to a family member, friend, or colleague, and let them know why it impacted you. Let's continue to be on mission as a BTB community to inspire each other to become the strongest version of ourselves and to show the world that impossible is nothing. I appreciate you tuning in today, and until next time, take care.
You're told I'll be your heart sunshine.